Utilize in News.
Hello and welcome to another interesting and interactive episode of Youth Weekly on UTV Africa. It's a program that brings to you issues that made headlines during the week in the language and perspective of young people. I am Tracy Iheza.
And I am Success Ekpenyong. Here were some of the news that made headlines during the course of the week. 40 senators, 100 reps may join APC.
2015 election will be better, Jega.
APC picks national leaders, Bisi Akande, national chairman.
Nigerian Governors Forum crisis. Drama as two sons fight in court over Jan's briefs.
Shoot me if you can, Amechi dares Commissioner of Police.
Why Obama won't visit Nigeria.
Oil discovered in Lagos.
UK visa bond. UK nationals may face similar policy.
Jega admits the presence of corrupt staff in INEC.
And on a sad note, Mandela on life support, says officials. These were some of the issues that made headlines during the week. Join us shortly as we bring you clips from an INEC event that took place last week. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Youth Weekly. Utilize in News.
We are part of the solution.
We bring you youth perspective on issues. Youths have a voice.
We have a story to tell.
Youth Weekly. Utilize in News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on Wednesday, 26th of June 2013, unveiled its strategic program of action for the year 2012 to 2016 in Abuja. Its objective is to provide electoral operations, systems and infrastructure to support the delivery of free, fair and credible elections. This great and interactive event brought together different stakeholders in the political arena, notably the chairman of INEC, Professor Atahiru Jega, the legislative arm of government, and various political party stalwarts. UTV Africa was there and brings you this snippet that provides a window into what Professor Jega and the team has in stock come the 2015 general elections. Happy viewing.
Strategy also proposes what needs to be done by INEC to achieve mandate following the assessment of its performance over the years. It also aims to provide a framework and focus for improvement within the Commission itself as a whole, optimize the Commission's organizational systems and structures. It also seeks to provide guidance to managers for day-to-day decisions within the Commission. And of course, it also aims to provide a mechanism for monitoring and evaluation for measurement of the performance of the Commission. The vision of INEC shall be as follows: to be one of the best election management bodies in the world that meets the aspirations of Nigeria. The mission of the Commission is to serve as an independent and effective electoral management body committed to the conduct of free, fair, and credible elections for sustainable democracy.
UPP is very passionate about the electronic voting system. And I am aware that the enabling law is not there to enable the Commission to implement it. And if electronic voting system is allowed by the legislators, that is to say, is legislated upon, the issue of movement of voters from one point to another will be resolved. The issue of manipulation of results at the polling stations will be resolved. The issue of keeping people waiting for hours before they're able to cast their votes after accreditation will be resolved. Please look into this. Whatever is the reason for not approving this law consider that a credible, all-participating election is what will keep it family going, and that is what will deepen democracy. Thank you very much.
And we in INEC have not taken any decision as a commission to conduct electronic voting for the simple reason that the legal framework categorically prohibits electronic voting. So we are careful not to do anything that is construed as a breach of that provision. Nevertheless, we've done quite a lot to bring increasing use of technology to add credibility to the electoral process. So that's why we use technology to do the biometric voter registration, establish a very credible database, one of the best in the country presently, clean it up, improving uploading. And the CAP 2015, God willing, we are also introducing another good use of technology to enhance the credibility of the electoral process through authentication and verification of voters. We are going to issue permanent voters cards. Go far with the production before the end of this year. We will commence the distribution of these permanent voters cards. They are chip-based cards, embedded chips, and we are going to introduce card readers that will be used on election day to verify the true holder, the legitimate holder of the card. And we believe that will go a long way again in reducing some of the fraudulent activities that take place on election day.
From experience, I can tell you that most of the embarrassments the Commission has suffered in previous elections were caused by ad hoc staff, people who are not officers of the Commission, and they constitute over 80% of people who work for the election. For example, presiding officers, supervisory presiding officers, collation officers, returning officers are usually not staffers of the Commission. Most times, these people are recruited without the political parties and the stakeholders knowing about the existence. You have professors, you have, even in so embarrassing situations, members of political parties are recruited as collation officers or presiding officers. I recall in 2011, I had to send text messages to you where I told that I was embarrassed that somebody who was a candidate of the PDP in Anambra State for the House of Assembly worked in a different election as collation officer.
In Nigeria, we know our history. We started with civil servants in the states, and it became very political because either they are threatened or they are coerced, and in the end, they do what is required. And we had to move. We kept moving until when we came as a commission, we thought, well, there is a large constituency in the NYS. Use the bulk of them as ad hoc staff. If you can't have enough, because the numbers are really large, then we go to tertiary institutions, federal tertiary institutions. Just assuage these fears of people being partisan or being compelled to do wrong things. And also, with regards to coalition officers, in the past, whether our staff, EVOs who are the coalition officers or returning officers, whether they did anything right or wrong, they were accused of selling the results. And when we came in, we said in the interim, let's see if we can insulate INEC staff from making election returns. So that's how we now brought university professors, including vice chancellors, to be coalition and returning officers. The other thing is training. We have to train them well. What I want to thank you most sincerely for very useful information and input and advice. And certainly these are things we came on board for the process of continuous information. Thank you very much.
An eye-opening event, you would say, and in my opinion, a great step in the right direction towards the consolidation of Nigeria's nascent and growing democracy. The need for free, fair and credible elections has never been more crucial in re-establishing the trust that is so vital to a people and their nation. INEC has stepped up to the challenge after careful appraisal of the successes and failures of the 2011 general elections and has mapped out a strategic program of action to be able to address and deliver on the promise of free and fair and credible elections to the people. It is hoped that the youth will be carried along in the actualization of this plan, as they are key stakeholders and play a strategic role in the realization of the nation's dream. Youth Weekly continues shortly. Don't go away. Stay with us.
Youth Weekly, euthanizing news.
We are part of the solution.
We bring you youth perspective on issues. Youths have a voice.
We have a story to tell.
Youth Weekly, euthanizing news.
You're welcome back to the program. It's still Youth Weekly on Youth TV Africa, where we discuss some of the news that made the headline. And don't forget, this is the favorite youth online television in Africa. I hope you've been telling your friends about it. Well, today we're having very interesting discussion, especially with the fact that it runs cuts across Africa. So from anywhere you are in Africa, it's very important you know this issue actually concerns us. Tracy, this week it's been amazing, and some of the news that are coming up. All right, Obama is coming to Africa for the first time, and it's the second time, and there are issues around it. But then it's an interesting one. What do you want to say about that?
Well, it's indeed a very good thing. I mean, the president of the United States of America is coming to Africa for the second time.
Why are you saying it an attitude?
Come on, we all know United States is a very powerful country. You don't want to joke with them. You know, it's a very good one. But unfortunately, he's not coming to Nigeria. And for whatever reasons they gave, insecurity reasons in Nigeria and what have you, that is not for me to really want to delve, into.
No, but let me delve into.
Okay.
Let me delve into. If Nigeria, if some other African countries had been able to visit Nigeria despite our security crisis, I don't see any reason why, the president of the United States, with all the security and all the Marines and all that, would be unsafe in this country. Maybe there's some other thing we don't know about.
That's your own opinion, and I think you're very much entitled to it. But I would want to rather stay on, some of the areas you'll be touching. And one of them, it's, the youth, the young people.
Yes.
And I think that for us, it would have been very, very engaging and very profitable for us as a people.
At this time.
Young people, we know that we're facing a lot in Nigeria. And one, you also want to look at Nigeria. Nigeria is a giant of Africa. We have been described so anyway. And Nigeria is so blessed with both human and natural resources. So you would think that if Obama wants to visit any country in Africa, the first place of touch should be Nigeria. But he is, he's not coming.
Yeah.
But another thing is, the impact of his visit on young people should have been fundamental.
Yes.
This is the most critical time where we need such kind of person with experience like this. And I know that we have a lot of young people who are striving, to be leaders. It would have been a good opportunity for them to engage him and try to gain from his wealth of
an iconic
knowledge.
leader on our soil would have made so much difference.
Exactly.
The inspiration would have just gone to another level.
I'm sure that a lot of people would have wanted, really, really want to engage him, being the first black man to emerge president in the United States.
And visiting Nigeria.
And visiting Nigeria to have been fun. And they will also take a clue for how he has been able, to govern the United States. We'll just learn as young people. But so well, maybe next time, as they always say.
Yeah, we hope he visits Nigeria some other time.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about the fact that he's coming to different parts of Africa, West Africa, East Africa, and South Africa. In fact, he wants to visit South Africa because of the having different people around that country. I think that's one of the countries where you have different, people from different parts of Africa really, patronizing. So he believes that being there, he'll be able to meet the mixture of all these people and share the concerns he has for Africa, like on investment and all that, and trying to show us what we really have. You know, because it's like some Africans don't really know that we have so much. They're leaving Africa for other countries.
It's just sharing success,
you know, and all that. He is coming to tell us, see, the world is looking at us. The world is coming here.
The world is trying to come here. You people are leaving.
And you're leaving. So it doesn't really make sense. And also, I mean, the next move of leadership, what should really be happening in Africa, and the kind of responsibility emerging leaders in Africa should actually begin to think about. So this meeting is going to be rich. Besides that, it's going to be talking about our democratic institution. Remember some time ago when Hillary Clinton came around, she said that Africans, we have so many strong men. And what we need right now are strong institutions. You know, so perhaps he's coming to throw light on some of those things and what will really make Africa. Well, I mean, I'm looking forward to that visit, even though he's not coming to Nigeria and all that. But you know, another issue is this one of Mandela passing on. You know, not really passing on. He's still alive. You know, but it's, for me, it's a lot of concern.
Well, it's a sad one because, I mean, beyond South Africa, Mandela is such an icon. He's such, I don't know what adjective to use to describe him right now, but I know that, you know, for somebody to spend 27 years fighting for a cause he believes in, you know, and he went through a lot. He went through a lot just because of the strong beliefs,
for the
moral values he had, you know, and then all the sacrifices he made just to be able to emerge, you know, strong and tall and come up with like, look, I believe in this and I'm ready to die for it. I think that's one of the things that our leader is really lacking. What do our leaders believe? What are the values they actually believe? Are they willing to die for what they believe? Do we have such leaders?
Do they really
in
believe
Nigeria?
in something?
Do they even have value? That's just the thing.
Yeah.
Do they even have value? So Mandela believed, you know, in equality between the white and the black. As long as you are a South African, you have it right, same right, whether you are black or you are white. Do you understand? So that's just, you know, and then amongst all the things, he had a lot of legacies, you know. But then, you know, one thing I always want to say, what are Nigerian leaders learning from this man?
Let's not just talk about his death. It's not just about him.
Let's he was a great man, he did this, that. What are Nigerians? Do we have leaders? Like I said, sacrifice in leadership is very, very critical.
Amazingly, we don't have a replacement.
If we say our democracy is government of the people, by the people and for the people, do we have leaders who are willing to die for the people, die for the cause of the people? That is what this man stood for. And pretty soon, whether we like it or not, he's going to be gone. Age is telling, you know, on him, really, on his health and all that. But then, it's a lesson. It's a time for sober reflection for our leaders.
Isn't it amazing that he left power when he was done?
Amazing. After 5 years, he just, you know, washed his hands off power.
Unlike some African countries where they, in fact, it's like a generational
you know, I keep telling
you,
let's start from home. Charity, they say, begins at home. You say, you know, you keep saying Africa.
No. Wait, no. This is Youth TV Africa. This is Youth TV Africa.
Yes. Okay, so let me not be biased and that's you're very correct to say. But then, how many leaders do we have? Like I always say, I always like starting from home.
Yes.
How many leaders in Nigeria have handed over power?
When you know,
when do you?
Rather, they want to extend.
We're talking about 6 years single tenure already. Do you understand? People don't want to leave power. For what? Do you understand? So it is leadership. It's for the people. It's not about you as an individual. It's not about what you believe in. It's for the cause of the masses. It's for the cause of the people. And if you're not ready to die for the people, then I'm sorry, you're not a leader.
Yes, and to every of our viewers there and young people out there all over Africa, we want to ask you a very simple question. What is it that you're doing? You know, is it enough that Mandela is going off and is dying off and all that? It's very important, you know, the ball is in our court right now. The ball is in your court. What are you doing? What problem have you positioned your life to solve in Africa? What solution? You know, Africa is in their need of you, your potential, all that you have within you. This is the best time to get loosed and begin to impact your society, live out a value that Africa has never seen. All right, I'm very sure that you have something to say about the discussion so far, Obama and all that. You know, reach forth to our Facebook page, drop your comments, follow us at our Twitter handle at UTV Africa. Tell us what you feel and believe very strongly about these visits and these events. And we were so glad you stayed with us this long. Join us, you know, next week in our subsequent edition.